Oh, we're live now?
Yes.
Okay. Captain's log, stardate 54485.9. We've just been sent to a course to the Beta Quadrant, where one of our subspace relays we've lost contact with it. We have also just had the ship repaired after finding the wrecks of a few Jem'Hadar ships. And we've been mostly on patrol since then. Admiral Naya has, in the past few days, informed me of some rogue officer who tried to take over a space station called Andon's Landing, but it seems nothing has come of that yet. Hopefully this issue along the Klingon border is nothing but a simple malfunctioning transponder. In Captain's log.
All right, we're going to cut to the bridge of the Tereshkova. Currently, you are about an hour out to Relay Station 87. You guys can take this time to do some free roleplay or look up information on Relay Station 87.
How long has it been since Calum's demotion?
At least a month, if not more, yeah.
Thought it would have been a lot more. I mean, the game actually happened like back in August or something like that. So I don't know how long it's been in game time.
It's actually been closer to. It's been about 4 months. So you're technically on this start date. You're at the end of June. So it's, I want to say, at least 4 or 5 months now at this point.
Okay.
But Vogel will pull up information about the area and the station we are heading to, including any possible crew and complement.
Give me reason science. Difficulty of 1, assist by the ship's computer science.
Computers.
I'll give you a threat to try to generate some more momentum. I don't think any of my focuses would apply to this. Unless you would take computers.
I'll take computers.
Get one.
1 momentum gained.
Who's that? They're gone now.
No one.
Random red chirp number 96.
No, I think it's Hayden Leith. We don't have an image for him.
Ah.
See, once you give them a name, now they can't die.
Tell
Well, they
that to
do, but they get a
Talis.
death speech. Shoot.
Any questions from that?
Yep, coming right now.
Mm.
All right, those are my questions then.
What is their favorite color?
All right, I will note this for.
Right. So you wish to do some mental examinations on the crew.
Basically checking what logs, because we're heading out to this relay station and stuff like that. Just looking over the file so I'm briefed ahead of time before I get to them.
On
So,
which crew?
we're heading out to the relay station, aren't we?
Yes, I mean there you can look up the crew members.
Yeah, that's the idea. Just to make sure there's no one who needs any special treatment or anything like that that I need to be aware of. Because they probably don't have a counselor on staff at all times.
No.
There's only two.
Yeah, so.
Give me a reason medicine difficulty of 2. So this is an advantage. You can be assisted by the computer's medicine from the ship.
Medicine. Neuropsychology focus.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll just roll it. I'll give you 1 threat for an extra die. I'll re-roll that fail. Well, that 0. There we go.
2 momentum gained.
Plus ship's computer's medicine.
Yes. Yeah. 3 momentum gain total.
What's her name again? Frickin'. She's in engineering. There she is. Yep. In the personal log database, something pops up, but there's no one in there. So yeah, no. Also going to make sure that Leva has a neurocolorical, like she'll be on duty, but I'll have a neurocolorical monitor on her just to not set for any particular alarm. I'm just measuring what her baseline's like, and I'm using it as part of her long-term examination and treatment. From a free counselor question, if you will, is this just to make sure, is this length of service time considered especially long for where they're stationed?
No.
Okay.
So Starfleet kind of rotates people in and out of these stations because they only require 2 people to run them, but because of the isolation, they don't like keeping people there a long period of time because mental problems
Could develop from isolation, cabin fever, essentially.
Yeah.
Cool. That's part of why I wanted to examine it. I was like, they've probably been out here for a bit. You can have problems happen to you while you're out there.
The only thing I would tell you is that the one guy is on his second tour. So yeah.
I'll be sure to keep a gap in my calendar open for him, as it were, just in case.
Anything else?
I'd like to see if I could pull security logs. If that's at all possible.
I'll give you. So reason plus security. This is by the ship's computers plus security. Difficulty of 2.
Okay. Investigative techniques as a focus.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of, the way I see this is you're investigating the area and what's been happening around where that station is located at.
Because I am a momentum security, not a threat security for once, I'll use one of those for a 3rd dice at a reroll. I'm the wrong kind of thing on the ship.
If someone has to spend the momentum.
Alright, so that's getting the momentum back, and there we go. We actually get a new one. I don't want to risk rerolling that.
You gain 2 momentum.
Oops.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nothing else from Counselor.
Can I see what ships have been spotted in the past week in that area?
I'll give this to you. There really hasn't been any. Usually, there's been like a couple of trading vessels. Occasionally, but there are other reports that your crew members can make on some of that information. Nothing out of the ordinary. I put it this way: in terms for ship traffic in the sector, has happened. I'll put it this way for you. It's probably been almost a decade since the last incident, like with the relay station, kind of happened. It's highly unusual that a relay station would go dark.
It's not really worth doing anything to a relay station.
Hmm.
Silence is awkward. So
Although you're waiting, you're still typing up more information to people.
no, I'm
Yeah,
done
I was
giving.
waiting for. I assumed you were still talking to people.
No, I'm done giving out information. So
Okay. Do people want to share? Do we need to have a staff meeting?
Oh, there's nothing abnormal from my end.
Captain, I did a quick review of the relay station, and it appears to be crewed by 2 personnel. However, they've been out of contact for a couple. And it appears that many of the messages have been starting to backlog
Many of what messages?
that are meant to go through the station, meaning they're not being sent out. Which is consistent with a deserted station.
No history of distress calls?
None that I can see, Captain.
Out of character, I don't have anything else to ask before we get there. Then I don't really think there's anything we're gonna find looking in the computer.
All right, if that's it, then we're going to go to the scene 2. So you go down 1 momentum. The Tereshkova exits warp just right outside the relay station. From what you can see on the view screen, the image of the relay station, you kind of see some sporadic power fluctuation.
Vogel, let's go ahead and get a scan of the station.
Yes, Captain. And I will scan the station for signs of life signs, any damage, anything that seems out of place, maybe transporter signatures.
Give me reason plus science, difficulty of 1, assisted by the ship's sensors plus science.
Reason science?
Yes.
For some reason.
Oh god, we have 4 momentum. Is that
Yep.
accurate?
Yeah.
All right, I'll spend 1. Sensor ops.
Yeah.
And I think I'll use 2 of the ones I gained to squash that complication. Then I think we're up 1.
So you get the momentum back.
Captain, the station appears to be pretty much intact, but I am reading intermittent power signatures. I'm also not detecting any life signs on the station.
Uh, Out of character, does this station have shuttles? Would it normally have shuttles, I guess?
It probably would.
I guess my questions would be, are any shuttles missing? And
I was just about to ask it.
Where the source of the fluctuation is. or what the source is.
I asked about the power. I didn't. Cannot tell from here. No, yeah, I was just about to ask if there's any cargo or like personal items.
Okay, so you've used your one free question about the asked about the power flux.
Yeah,
Um,
I get 3, however.
Yeah.
I get the studious high res sensors and my position.
Tereshkova is very good at investigating things. Scientifically, anyway.
I'm not
Security-wise,
I'm not detecting any of the shuttles missing, Captain. Escape pods.
Or station shield status.
Well, I got one question left, so or would
um,
escape pods be in with the cargo? Like as I'm shutting for the cargo and shuttles, would I be also checking escape pods?
I'll loop that in with the shuttles.
Okay, so still there. I would assume. Yep.
But that is it for the free questions because I'm taking the cargo as a separate.
Okay, cool. And yeah, the escape pods are still where they're supposed to be.
What are the names of the 2 people who were assigned here?
I believe someone already has that information.
Sorry, what was that, Captain?
They do, but they're not on the bridge, and I don't have a reason to call for them. And Lieutenant Vogel, can you bring up station personnel?
Hi, Captain, and I'll link the personnel files to the captain's station.
I post the information on Discord and also on Roll20. So,
Lieutenant Vogel, do you think the power fluctuations would put a person in danger?
As long as there is life support and the structural integrity is intact, I don't see any danger in us transporting over.
All right. Lieutenant Sarissa,
Yes, Captain.
take Vogel, Calum, and another personnel of your choosing and go check it out.
Yes, Captain. So that's going to be a top cam badge and the lieutenant, right?
Counselor here, go ahead.
And being asked to put together a away team to look at the relay station, I would like you to accompany us.
Certainly. Where are you heading out from? Transporter room or from the shuttle base?
Transporter room.
All right, I'll meet you there.
See this out. And down to transporter we go. I have a good reason for asking for it.
So what are you taking?
Hopes and dreams. We're not coming back with them. Just
As
letting you
far
know
as we
now.
know, the station is operational. So just basically going over there to take a look, and if we do need anything, the ship is here, so we can just be like, can you send this over?
Before we do that, though, I should probably double check to make sure that life support and structural integrity is still intact.
Okay.
It's not a bad
For a momentum, I will answer that question.
That's fine.
Duke. Here, I was hoping we were going to suck vacuum for a while.
Is Caleb like stuck in the GM layer or something? Can't move him.
I believe he is because I can't even move him.
If he was stuck in the GM layer, you wouldn't even see him.
That'd be like
I mean,
stuff
the-
on the map layer.
I mean the map layer.
No, he's not. I just pulled him out. I'll drop him back in.
I guess no one has control of that token then, is the
Yeah.
Even Tarbin is not allowed to touch Tarbin.
The station is fine with life support and structural integrity, so no problem. I will just grab my trusty Type 1 phaser and my tricorder and call it a day.
I understand we just need standard equipment, and if there is anything specialist we need, we can have that transported over with us, or later, as soon as the ship doesn't run away.
While they're transporting and stuff, I want to have Groveson do a scan real quick for warp signatures, just because that hit my mind, but Vogel was already leaving.
Do I need any special gear? I don't think so.
I'll just tell you right now, he doesn't find anything.
No. Oops. Right, just go. We'll show up just with their standard issue equipment. Actually, I'm a full lieutenant, so
Calum's on the away team.
I recall that was one of the people the captain said, yes.
Good day, everyone.
Who else is going?
I believe it's just the four of us. Good day. Oh yes, the people who are supposed to be on the relay station, they are not there, Lieutenant Wright.
Oh, that's concerning.
And that is why we are going over.
All right. What's the mission profile then? Are we just to investigate why they left, or are we worried about any particular biological threats?
Nothing was found on scanners, so we're going to be going over seeing, well, looking for signs of anything that might have happened inside ship that might not be per se looked for scanners, and you yourself, well, you might be able to pick up things that others might not. Yes.
Well, Lieutenant Vogel should have a good handle on all of the sensor data collection, but I can probably focus on looking for any biological remains or examine that further. Anything of special note, Lieutenant Vogel, that I should be worried about anyway?
Just that the station seems to have some strange power fluctuation that I can't quite pick out what's causing it yet.
Power fluctuation. I assume since we're not going over in armor, it can't be too bad. Just not standard, I suppose.
Unusual.
It is one of the first things I think we should investigate.
All right. Well, she adjusts her Ushantor in her person and checks her phaser and puts them both back in their holsters, as it were, sheath and holster respectively, and steps onto the pad without much fuss.
So step onto the pad.
Tokens are huge compared to yours.
No. Tobin's just a small man.
Whoa.
All right, this is going to be a control engineering difficulty of 3, assisted by the ship's sensors plus engineering.
So would the relay station have a transporter pad?
It would, but there's no one. You detected no life signs, so there's no one there to kind of sync up the transporters up.
I figure we can't do that remotely because of the power stuff.
That and could be other things going on. So
Yep.
I mean, unless it's like difficulty 10, we shouldn't really have to worry about it.
Yeah, it is leva.
Only an idiot would get rid of leva.
I mean, you said it. No. I should get a medal for kicking her back.
I mean, Vogel will not argue that.
Take a momentum.
Tick, tick. Oops. Tick, tick.
Re-rolling 2 zeros. One with. Well, I'll just roll cautious and we'll see what happens to the ship first. Okay, I'll re-roll both zeros. Okay. I think Leva may actually be the first fully upgraded NPC in the fleet.
no,
There's been another one that's been fully
Yeah.
upgraded.
There is another.
it's another. 2 momentum gained. The Argo has a fully upgraded engineer as well. Oh, sound effect. That's right. All right. You beam aboard the relay station. The consoles and lights are kind of flickering. You do see on like some of the panels, there's like static on the view screen. Life support's functioning, so the room is actually quite comfortable, surprising. You're breathing fine and normally.
Mr. Callum, if you could start trying to figure out what is going on with fluctuations.
That was my first thought, Lieutenant. I'll get right to work on that. And he's going to head over to some diagnostic console that's there and starts trying to run just a general diagnostic and see what faults are being thrown.
So the computer consoles, they're not really operable at the moment. Like the power's fluctuating on them, so you every time you try to do something, it disappears on you.
Well, I do have an external power supply in my engineer's kit. Do I not?
You do.
Is it a power supply issue or just an interface issue?
I don't know. This would be the first step of troubleshooting.
You hook up the power supply to the console, and it continues to do that.
Okay. That's not good. I'd like to start to tear apart the panel and see if there's any, like, melted wiring, anything like that that would be causing this problem.
Reason plus engineering, difficulty of 2.
I'm guessing my EPS power systems focus does not apply.
It does not in this case, because you're examining the console and looking for a fault.
Troubleshooting diagnostics, I guess.
Yeah, got it, yeah. Go on ahead and take a threat.
As you pull apart the panel, you start examining the console itself. You don't really find anything out of the ordinary. And then it is an older relay station, and it's using isolinear chips. But for the most part, this console should work just fine.
This is weird. Lieutenant?
Yes.
According to everything that I'm running, this console should be working just fine. Give me one more second. I'm going to try one more thing. And he's going to pull out his tricorder and literally just scan the console to see if the tricorder can pick anything up wrong with it.
Reasons engineering, difficulty of 2.
I'll spend a momentum this time.
You get the momentum back. You find on the tricorder that the console is being supplied power. However, there's a slight phase difference, which is causing some interruption with the console. I the it's almost like brownout conditions. It's causing, even when you plug in the uh, battery back into it, it's still causing some misalignment because it's not on the same frequency. You're getting conflicting.
Lieutenant, there's a slight phase discrepancy here. I don't know what could be causing it right now.
I
At least,
would
out of character, I don't think I do.
would Vogel's assistance be more useful to you?
Vogel is doing something else, which I'm going to have Vogel roll here. Which Wright can assist on this if you're both looking for the same thing.
I feel like we're kind of in the same ballpark.
Okay. So the two of you are kind of searching the ship, looking for life signs and essentially, any signs of struggle or whatnot. So give me a reason plus medicine or science, difficulty of 2.
Can I use xenobiology?
Yes.
Right, I will use a momentum for a third dice. Is Wright assisting?
Yeah, because you see I'm scanning the same areas or just
Alright,
looking
cool.
around the same area as you are, so we're just doing the same thing, just for different reasons. I'm of no help to you.
I think that's okay. I think I crushed that one.
What a nice drawing they made. That's relevant, right? Thanks. I'm glad you're along.
You're admiring the artwork from Possible Children. To their parent.
They must have a healthy family life. That's what we're here for. Oh, it's interesting to me, though. That's 2 momentum gain? Question mark?
Yes, and I sent what you found to both of you.
You sent this to both?
Yeah. I just got it.
And I'll do a quick rescan just to confirm the.
Vogel, I think I'm seeing 3 signatures here.
Yeah, we have Bolian and human DNA from the crew. That is the crew, right? Like.
Yes, one's the Tersheilo's the Bolian and Bailey's the human.
But Nausicaan DNA.
That's not part of the list here. Not to point out the obvious, but no signs of struggle of any kind. Nothing's out of place. That's weird.
I wonder if they maybe beamed onto the station and then took them by surprise. I'm gonna scan for any transporter residue, any residual transporter traces. And I would like to scan for that.
Reason science difficulty of 4.
Ouch.
Would you like a little help with that? The signature might be quite old.
Can I use a determination with the value information is the key to overcoming any obstacle?
Sure.
And then I will use 2 momentum for that third dice.
2 momentum. Tick and tick.
I will re-roll the 0. There we go.
Hey.
You gain 2 momentum. Type it out real quick.
Or like over here. Lieutenant Stress, you mind coming over here for a second?
A bit weird that I ask same of you, but on the way now. She'll go on over to right and over.
Just wanted to show you these readings. Vogel's looking into it more, but according to our readings, there's the 2 signatures of Tersillo and Bailey, but there's a third one, a Nausicaan DNA strand. But looking around the area, there doesn't seem to be any signs of struggle or anything. Vogel right now is trying to see if there's any transporter residue in the air.
Lieutenant.
Yes, Ensign.
Yes, Ensign.
Sorry. Do those DNA strands show any signs of a phase discrepancy?
Let me check.
For you, that would be a momentum spend.
Yeah, it would be.
This
No, I don't see any in the readings.
This is odd. I'm only picking a Federation transporter signal about 2 days old.
Do we have access to computer systems yet?
I'm afraid not. I'm getting a phase discrepancy on this diagnostics terminal, and I need to get to engineering. I need to see what's going on there.
You mean the crawl space? As she looks down.
Wherever it is, and yes, more than likely on this ship, or on this station, it is in the crawl space.
Oh, have fun with that, Kalo.
Yes, yeah. Good luck. But it was only the one Nausicaan, not multiple, or not able to tell that.
Double checking readings.
Unfortunately, I cannot find out how many people were beamed in this. It's just too old.
And from the DNA strands, there just seem to be, I would identify no more than 3 people. Mind you, an Nausicaan with a rifle or a sharp enough blade can be very persuasive.
I'm going to assume you didn't find blood or anything like that, or that would have been mentioned?
They're nothing of the sort now.
So, the working hypothesis right now, Lieutenant, is Nausicaan beamed onto the station, or since it's a Starfleet transporter, maybe the station beamed him here.
Beamed him over and possibly beamed him off, assuming the station can. It should be able to beam.
I think we might have to get into the transporter records, see if they were used recently.
I don't think we'll be able to get much of anything from computers until Callum here has figured out what the issue is. But I'm not sure if your assistance might be useful to him, Vogel.
I will head over and see what I can do.
For For the time, in the meanwhile, Sarissa, maybe we should inform the captain of what we found out so far, even if it's preliminary. This may be of some alarm to him.
It would make sense, yes. Combat chap for the away team to captain.
Elder here.
We have made preliminary discoveries, but nothing solid. There is traces of a Norsecan having been here, phasic disruptions in the electronic systems, and only a Federation transporter signature. We are looking more into it and attempting repairs.
Does Caleb need any specialized equipment to realign the computer terminals?
Wait one and I will find out. Ensign Caleb,
And from right below you, Caleb goes, "Yes, Lieutenant."
are you needing specialized equipment? As she kind of looks down at her feet.
Unless the captain knows something that can fix a phase discrepancy. Out of character, I don't know what it is or what it would be.
Well, phase transducer sounds like a good start.
Yeah, it does. That does.
Mind you, that may be what caused it, so.
Maybe. I mean, other than that, I can't think of anything right now.
Yeah, it can't hurt to have it here just in case we need. A phase transistor captain would be useful.
Lieutenant Lev has acknowledged it should be on its way.
Understood.
For a momentum, you can have that.
Yes. Any signs of a struggle?
None, Captain.
Do you have any idea how the Nausicaan got on the station?
The only transporter signature we have found was a Federation one. That was from 2 days ago.
Nod.
2 days ago. No other signatures, either too degraded or not existent.
Well, Nausicaa doesn't really have its own shipbuilding industry. So when Nausicaan crews use ships, they're largely stolen Federation vessels or Klingon vessels. Sometimes they may be others.
We will likely be unable to tell what has happened until we can restore access to computer systems and find logs and the like here.
All right, I am going to contact intelligence and see if there's anything they've heard from any of the usual suspects.
Understood. We'll keep in touch, Captain.
Okay. Yeah, and GM, whenever there is a moment, I'll try to contact some people.
All right, we'll go ahead and get that out of the way. Switch over to Tereshkova real quick.
I'll go into my ready room and try to contact someone at Starfleet Intelligence.
The ship is you're at the roll a communication check because you're usually your communication would pass through this relay station, but unfortunately it's inoperable. So you have to be rerouted. So It's going to be a control engineering. This is by the ship's communications engineering difficulty 2. Get you tapped into Starfleet intelligence at Earth.
Because Starfleet doesn't believe in diversifying its assets. It believes in centralizing it as much as possible. Everything's on Earth.
Well, I would say at Starbase 21, but
Since I
That's
have
person's
further.
not there.
since I have to come up with my own route for the communication to take, can I use improvisation?
No.
To what you need is a roll of aluminum foil. Make your
Since
own.
it's a subspace communication, can I use warp field dynamics?
No. It's a lot different. It's almost like you need a comm officer for today. For one
I mean,
task.
my stats are actually pretty good. It's just I don't have a talent or a focus that helps.
Could have given you positive reinforcement, but no one came to see me for a session today, so you can all get stuffed. No.
People who spend too much time around you tend to get nearly thrown off a ship. I'll spend a momentum. And for the ship,
2 momentum gains, so you're back at 4. After some painstaking, going through and trying to reroute this subspace communication message so there's no delay. On screen appears a admiral within Starfleet Intelligence. He goes, "Captain Elder, what can I do for you?"
I need to know if you have any intelligence on Nausicaan operations in this sector. And I'll transmit my sector. Particularly, I'm looking for any chatter on the wire about transport, about Bolian, human, or Starfleet in particular. Raid might also come up.
Give me one moment here. And he kind of mutes and starts talking to someone behind the scenes, and he's getting a moment later, or a few moments later, he gets handed a pad and starts reading it. Captain, currently what I have here on file is there should not be any Nausicaan activity in your sector. Usually the Klingons do a pretty good job in that region of keeping that area of space void of pirate activity.
Do you have any Klingon communication traffic that has any of those words in it? Any of that information?
Currently, no. Though, because of an incident that happened a month ago, relations with the Klingon Empire have been a little stained. So it's a little hard to get Klingon intelligence currently. You can thank the Kismet for that, guys.
Finally, can you analyze Federation communications from the area and see if anything pops up?
So, I'm sorry, Captain. Nothing is popping up. That air sector of space should be fine. Probably, I almost want to say well guarded.
Are there any known hideouts in the area or any known star bases that people with illicit things to sell would go to?
The only places in this sector would be in Klingon territory. But other than that, I can't really help you much here, Captain. Our intelligence from the Klingon Empire is very spotty right now. In terms for raiders coming to Federation space, that's unheard of in that sector of space.
All right, Tereshkova out. And now I want to analyze all the Federation ships that have been here in the last, I guess, 6 months.
For a momentum.
Sure.
There you go.
There really hasn't been a whole lot of traffic in this sector of space. There's been at least one Federation cargo vessel that passed through 4 weeks ago, and they actually delivered some supplies to the relay station.
Where are they now?
Deeper into Federation space.
I'll send a message to the nearest starship asking if they can intercept them and take a look at them.
That would be the USS Paladin, and they acknowledge. Like, the trading vessel is in the same sector. They operate primarily in this sector and an adjacent one, trading goods, delivering supplies.
Hold on, I have one more question. I just need to look something up real quick. I guess while they're on the station, I'm gonna have science just start scanning for cloaked vessels. I guess there's a couple of older types of cloaks that we know how to look for, so I just have them look for that.
So you're going to order them to start looking for potentially cloaked vessels in the area.
Yes.
All right, we're going to cut over back to the away team. So, Caleb, you are currently in the ductwork trying to fix the power.
Yes.
Give me a control plus engineering. Difficulty of 3 was brought down by 1 to sort of restore the main power systems. But when you do get up there, you actually see some visible like damage.
Okay, so going ahead and do one threat, two momentum. And does my EPS power systems finally come into play or no?
Yes, it will. You get one momentum. You go through, you start replacing different parts that were broken. You kind of look at the one part and you find it odd, but it's looks like it's been partially melted. You need further analysis on it, but it's kind of strange. It's also a component that's very hard to get to. Like it kind of works, but you believe this particular part was causing the phase frequency in the power conduits, throwing the whole system out of whack.
Okay, so first things first, I would like to take out my tricorder, scan the basically burn marks, and see if it was caused from an overload of the wires, or basically see if something mechanical caused this fault.
Reason plus engineering difficulty 2.
One momentum, no focus.
Correct. You should have been at 3. So you're at 2 technically. But yeah, I'll type it out to you. All right. As you're crawling out of there, I'm gonna go to Sarissa. Give me insight plus security difficulty 2. And you kind of search.
Would investigative techniques work as a focus for this?
Yeah.
Okay. It's security, so I'll use a momentum for that third dice and reroll. Good thing I did.
There you go.
Alright, I'll show Go take a look at that. As in, like, turn it over and see if it's been fired and all that sort of stuff. Okay. Like, carelessly put away.
So yeah, as the moment goes by, as Caleb's still thing, and everyone's kind of walk around. Suddenly, the power is restored back to normal. The flickering stops, and the consoles kind of come back to life, start operating normally.
Oh. I'm going to assume you managed to succeed wherever you are, Jensen.
Uh,
Well, Lieutenant, I'll start looking over their logs, see if there's anything related to a Nausicaan coming to station.
I'll check anything for, well, if they managed to write a security report or anything like that, which I could not pick up. While you do that, Vogel, if you could look through sensor records for anything might be able to help us. And Callum, when you get up here, transporter logs.
and from directly below you, I'll be there in a second, Lieutenant.
I know when you have time.
I will save you the trouble for rolling. As you start going through the computer records and the logs, you find that they've all been erased. Like there's no data.
Do the files say anything about who deleted it, or if there's like if any particular person ordered it, or if it was just zeroed out?
It was zeroed out.
That takes some level of knowledge. That's not something that your average person knows how to do.
Lieutenant,
You can look real quick for like a change file or something, some log of who's made changes recently.
Yes.
You kind of try to pull up who authorized the erasure of the log files, and there's no identification code to it.
so basically it's like someone did a complete wipe of the entire system using factory settings.
Not exactly. It's like all the default settings are there. It's just the logs aren't.
Idea probably not best, not usual. Their touchpads, we can try take Brent's, run them through systems, see if there's anyone known aside from the two crewmen and ourselves here that have been here. Might work, or they might be gone.
I could take some biometric samples and take what we can. Some of it I picked up with the tricorder, but I could take some back for more detailed examination.
My thinking is not everyone has capability of doing this. Maybe they are someone who's more known and perhaps on logs somewhere.
This relay station has a computer core, right?
Should.
You're probably closer to the thing than we are, Caleb.
I was kind of asking out of character.
Oh.
Lieutenant Sarissa, there's one thing I might want to mention.
Go ahead.
The cause of the power instability was it was sabotage, let's put it that way.
Go ahead. Sabotage by what means, perhaps?
Someone got down to where I found the location, took a phaser, I guess. A phaser on setting 2 would give you the adequate power to cause a disruption such as the one we had, and that is what it appeared to be.
Well, Lieutenant Wright, I may have found something that you can use to perhaps find more biometric data. There was a phaser down there that was not stored in its normal place. It just been left out. Perhaps it might be the appropriate tool that was used there.
I'll rephrase what I said earlier. I'll type it out, but
Oh, never mind. It's fully charged phaser, not fired phaser. Might be worth checking through whatever form of armory they do have here to see if anything else has been fired from it.
I kind of like included that in your search because I figured you were going around everywhere. So that was the only thing you found that was kind of out of the ordinary. That this phaser was just sitting there and not properly stored in the armory like it should be.
Yeah, one doesn't just leave a Type 2 or even a Type 1 just lying on the floor. That's how people get hurt.
Just the Type 2 lying down, but there's nothing odd about it. It's there, it's not fired, it's just not in the right place. But there's nothing missing, so it's not like it was a pirate raid.
Yeah, as part of my biological sample, like I'm actually taking like physical bits that I can collect and put like with my kit and like put it away so I can take it back to the station, to the ship. I actually would like to give the handle of the phaser a scan to see who was the last person to hold it before it was dropped.
Give me reason plus medicine, difficulty of 2.
2. I'll give you a threat for an extra die. I don't have forensic medicine, so I can't really do much more than this. So bang. Rerolling that fail. Well,
Please don't accidentally pull the trigger.
just gonna stand, I take it?
Yeah, none of my values really apply to re-roll any of it, so just gonna have to stand.
Mission directive.
Yee.
Mission directive is to find out what happened here.
If I could spend toward that, GM.
You can, yes.
Okay, I'll re-roll both the 0, and I'll re-roll the other die as well.
All right. There you go. 1 momentum.
And my information's gone. I vaporize our security officer. Well.
Oh, okay.
My question is, why did you keep holding the button down? I don't like Cations.
Too much hair.
Yum.
I'm going to assume that restoring lost files is perhaps not a possibility.
Potentially. Kalen will have to give me a reason plus engineering difficulty 2.
For what?
Essentially, it was brought up so you can attempt sort of pretty much to create an advantage to be able to recover some of the lost logs from the station. It's a thing you can do in the it's in the player guide. So like, I don't necessarily have to. I have to wait until you bring it up, and you can essentially create your own advantage to be able to do a task that would normally be otherwise impossible to do.
Okay.
So yes, it would be reason plus engineering difficulty of 2.
Well, go on ahead and give yourself 1 threat.
All right, you essentially created the advantage, which you'll be able to do shortly.
Sarissa, I just wanted to report to you that other than your DNA, there's also the DNA of a human. Actually, GM, would I be able to throw 1 momentum to confirm that matches the DNA I have of Bailey?
Further analysis is needed.
Okay. Right now the sample's too small. I'll have to take it back to the med bay and have some of the doctors there look at it in detail to confirm it's Bailey, but it's human.
Oh, at least we're getting something. Right, if you want to inform Captain of progress being made.
Sure, I can do that. Lieutenant Wright to Captain.
Captain here.
At this time, we've gotten some main power back. Unfortunately, we don't have the. We're trying to get back some of the computer data from the log, but it looks like someone went to great efforts to hide destroying the data. We've also collected some DNA evidence of of a phaser that wasn't stowed away properly, but it's further analysis going to be needed to make sure of who exactly it was. I cannot confirm whether or not it's Lieutenant Bailey's or not. But we do have power back.
Anything from the station's computers?
Nothing from the logs, sensor logs. All of it's been wiped. All we can confirm is that there was some sort of sabotage against the some of the systems in the engineering section. Possibly some sort of phaser or other such device, but it's obvious sabotage, according to Caleb. We might get more data here in a moment. I can hear tinkering below in the deck plating, so.
Okay. You have a little while. I'm gonna organize a group of security to take over the station. If y'all don't find any information soon, I'm gonna take us to nearby stations in Klingon space. We might be able to find some leads there.
All right, Captain, we'll do what we can down here. Away team out. Well, hopefully we have answers for the captain shortly, because we're all about to leave in a little while.
Oh, well. Hopefully we won't be needing to be here too much.
How sensitive is the data on a relay station anyway? I mean, I can't imagine a pirate coming to a relay station and leaving it. I could understand someone taking it and listening in on our calls, but just taking personnel and wiping the logs? I mean,
If they wipe logs, there must have been something worth hiding. Perhaps they knew something was coming through and timed this to catch what they wanted. Say, it's like intercepting courier, yes?
But if they're intercepting a courier, we're kind of sitting in the mailroom, as it were. And why steal a package and then wipe everything else out? Unless the package is that important, but...
If everything is gone, it makes it harder for us to find what key they were looking for in the first place, yes?
Did Noskins practice slavery? I don't recall.
I am not sure. I wouldn't put it past them.
They definitely have a raiding culture, so they probably do. They may not actively engage in slavery, but ransom, I'm sure they do.
That or slave trading.
Yeah, but I mean, they might. That seems like a waste of time for just two random Starfleet people, but they could, I guess.
But if they do more things, it makes it more options for what they could have done to the masking true intention, perhaps. Or I'm overthinking it, but I prefer to think there's something more going on than just something simple. Something simple doesn't normally include this. And also has more to go on.
Well, sometimes the obvious and apparent is the right answer. There is such a thing as overthinking a problem. So I've learned recently. Caleb, Vogel, any luck on that computer core, or are we just staring at a bunch of blanket data?
Calum, so for that, we're going to go into the next scene. So you go down one momentum.
I know.
This will be an extended task.
Woohoo!
I know, your favorite thing.
But it doesn't use engineering. It uses nothing but command.
It's going to be reason plus engineering, difficulty 3, work 17, magnitude of 4, resistance of 3.
Just had to make it to where I couldn't one-shot it, huh?
Yep.
Any assist?
How are you to be assisting?
Putting
We're
a phaser
trying
to his
to-
head.
We're trying to get the computer core back online, right?
No, you're trying to recover the logs, or at least recreate the logs that have been deleted. Like, everything's online. It was just that power fluctuation that was throwing everything off whack.
Right.
Or
Okay.
slow.
So yeah, I would be trying to assist by trying to see if there's any backup files that we could potentially pull up. Like maybe they overlooked a backup somewhere.
Or the backups for the backups, because Starfleet.
Right. Redundant systems. My hope is that they're not that whoever did this might not know Starfleet systems too well, might have overlooked something.
Okay, but it will still be like reason plus engineering.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I do have a focus in computers, so
I will
How
take.
is your engineering score, though?
it's a 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I'm not a slouch in engineering by any stretch of the. You said reason engineering, correct?
Yes,
Yeah, so it's a 14.
I think you're tied.
I mean, you should still take the lead on this because all your stuff.
Yeah, because your extended task bot.
My extended task stuff is to decrease time.
Yeah. So let me see here. I'm gonna go on ahead and use 1 momentum and give you 2 threat to roll 4 dice because I don't have a focus here.
Slouch. Fine,
Hey,
you
I'll
do
get
it.
one. I'll get one.
Focus, extended tasks. Wait, hold on.
Difficulty is 3, so you gain 2 momentum. Roll 7 challenge dice, please.
Nice.
So 8 work.
Yeah, 8 work.
Yeah, you have miracle worker, don't you?
Yeah, 2 breakthroughs.
Of course. Goes down by 2.
And just cause I'll give you 1 threat.
What the hell?
Nice.
So real quick though, 5 momentum gained. 2, 4, 7 work, which that will actually complete. There's enough in there for 2 breakthroughs.
Can we use the float and 1 additional to potentially create an advantage that the backups were able to fully restore the lost data?
No. Like,
Ah,
there are some things that are impossible.
it was worth a shot.
Maybe not fully, but more than what we would get if we didn't have that.
No.
It was worth an attempt.
Sometimes the GM has to put their foot down.
I have an idea for that float. Maybe determining how skilled the person was based on the.
Oh, you already
Can
got
we-
that information. Just
Oh, they
let-
did?
Can we
Oh.
figure out? Can we figure out who did? That's not part of it. Like what codes were used?
I will allow that. So
Lieutenant, been able to recover some of the logs. There's nothing in the personal logs about any danger to the station by Klingons or anyone else. Pouring through some of the comms traffic, they have been dealing with a lot of communications from going toward Andon's Landing and the USS Toulon. I was able to also backtrack the idea of who deleted this, and it appears to be Starfleet intelligence.
Understood. Unusual. Serious to Captain.
That's the right call.
Here we go again. Captain here.
Ensign Kellum and Lieutenant Vogel have managed to restore some of the lost logs from the computer, and they found out who is responsible for the removal of them. Starfleet intelligence.
All right. Anything else?
Frequent communications or traffic from Andon's Landing or towards Andon's Landing in the ship by the name of the Toulon, USS Toulon.
Thank you.
Is this all we can recover from here, Callum and Vogel?
I believe I do have 2 questions, but at the moment I cannot think of any.
You cannot use that because you're not the main roller.
We can spend momentum anyway, so if you have questions you want to ask.
Yeah, there's like 6 on the table, so we're good.
I can't think of any. By the
any you have, Caleb?
I can't think of anything other than maybe trying to figure out the last known location of the USS Toulon, but I don't think we can do that from.
Can you recover the actual traffic from the Toulon? The actual messages?
That's not a bad one.
No, sir, the file is too corrupted.
Station sensor logs, perhaps any ships that were nearby, that might give us idea. Anything that came close to station, or are those gone as well?
I guess I could try to see what the sensor logs say, if they're still intact.
In fact, it was a Borg cube. What?
Oh.
Starfleet intelligence on a Borg cube. Oh boy.
That just brings us further questions.
Also, see if you can retrieve any personal logs, no matter how mundane, from the ship's crew, and send them to me.
And
Pretty much,
logs
I will explain this. They got timestamps, is what they were able to recover. The actual messages themselves were irrecoverable.
Okay. Any crew logs that are recoverable?
Whoever did this did a very thorough job.
Okay.
The users to launch still exist. We could contact them and ask them for their.
The sensor logs have been entirely erased. I can't even get a trace of anything the sensors picked up. I do have one question, though. Is it possible to check the transporter logs? Perhaps using perhaps building an advantage to see if I could recover the transporter logs for the station.
You could also see since this technically I don't think is part of the computer, it's just part of the transporter, you could see if you could rematerialize the last thing beamed. Some information might be left in the buffer.
That doesn't work that way.
We might be able to examine the transporter buffer and see what it was, but not get an actual physical representation of it.
That sounds like a terrifying way to make clones.
But I did find that transporter signal, and that's been gnawing at me. So I want to see if I could figure that mystery out of who used it, what was being.
It tends to be difficulty 0, so I'll just give you the info.
Transporter logs are just showing the transporter cargo about 2 weeks ago, but that does not match up with our scan of the beam itself.
Probably meaning another ship was here and it was them who did that transportation.
That is possible.
It might be possible for us to, once back aboard, contact the Toulon and ask for what they received. Might be a bit unusual, but it could help.
Just so you clarify, a certain captain was briefed on what happened with Andon's landing recently.
A certain one, but none we have, though.
No one on the station was briefed.
But if we've recovered all we can, then I think our purpose on this station is complete, yes?
Captain did say he was going to send over a security detachment to secure it for future investigation. So, unless there's anything else we can poke at that doesn't involve tearing up deck plating, I think there's not much else we can do.
No, I do not think there is. Linking transporters to make that easier, although I forget the name.
The only thing that I can think of is having the Tereshkova do a sensor scan and see if they can detect any old warp or ion trails that match up with. You did do that? Okay.
In that case, it would just be returning to Tereshkova and running through what we found in terms of biological samples. And then perhaps the captain will want to talk with command about why we're investigating a Starfleet intelligence operation.
Intelligence are always such fun conversation partners.
You get a lot of questions when you ask one to them. Anyway, awaiting to Captain.
Captain here.
We believe we have found everything that we are capable of recovering here, and are standing by to return to ship.
All right. You should be meeting a small engineering and security team in the transporter bay. Tell them anything they need to know. They'll be taking care of the station until we can replace the missing crew.
Understood, Captain. We will meet you out.
Then I have a few calls to make and things to do in my ready room once I get a chance.
All right, real quick. I'm gonna need to have Leva make a control plus engineering. This is by the ship's sensors plus engineering difficulty of 3 to beam back over the away team.
Take a momentum.
Wasn't it the 3 because the transporter pads couldn't be synced?
Yeah, it should be 2 now.
Are you beaming out from the pad?
We're going to the pad to meet the crew that's just come in, and then going on to the pad and leaving from there. Yeah.
Well, someone has to sync up the pad.
Couldn't Calum sync it up? The new team be beamed over, and then the new team beam them back?
Either way, one team does need a 3 to get there.
I mean, it really doesn't
doesn't-
matter. We're arguing at over 1 momentum.
I will put it this way. Just go ahead and roll sensors engineering to finish for the ship to finish out the roll, and you guys will be capped at momentum anyway, and the transport will be linked. Yada yada yada, because you're gonna be overflowed anyway.
So I didn't even see the roller being done.
And I feel we're arguing semantics here.
Yeah. So yes, you are beamed back to the Tereshkova after. Yeah, where is everybody going?
Home. Done with this stuff. Ship me
Screw
back to
you
Earth.
guys, going home.
Just give me a shuttle. I don't care which one. I'll go the rest sublate.
I'm just gonna go to the science lab or my office in the science lab and file the reports. Unless it's still first shift, and then I'll do that from the bridge.
It is still first shift, but I believe there was certain DNA you guys wanted to analyze.
Yes, unless you need my assistance with that, right? Perhaps running things through security, files and reports.
I'm gonna take the samples over to the our medical facilities. If we need security oversight, I'll be sure to send up the request to you.
I will be on the bridge then.
Very well.
Yep, to the bridge. I'll do the reports.
Same with Calum, to the bridge.
All right, he's going to our lab. Is that a polite way of saying I don't want you getting your hair in the samples?
Well, sometimes it can be argued that it's a security role part of it. That's why I'm like, I might need your help. I don't know yet. I'll find out once I get there.
All right, you want to analyze the DNA sequence.
Yes.
This is another,
No.
Yes, it's another extended task.
No, it isn't. I don't believe you. Let me get the GM layer and delete that. Give me a second.
Nope.
If it's deleted, it's not there. I'll have to deal with it.
This is going to be a reason plus medicine, difficulty 4, work 21, magnitude 5, resistance of 2.
Just checking over some of our staff, see if there's who's any good at this sort of thing.
And forensics.
Forensics, if someone has it, yeah. No one's really specialized in this stuff. It's a medical thing.
But I'm sure we could give it to somebody upon activation.
That's true.
Reaver.
Reaver, you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking Reaver.
Okay. I'll call Reaver to assist me on this. Because I have medical training, but it'd be nice to have someone with a doctorate in the room with me.
The ship's computer's medicine could help you on this.
Hooray!
Now that I think about it.
So Reaver. And I'm going to requisition a medical detail to kind of help me pour over this. Which I think is 1 momentum.
Yes.
Because I'm not a CMO. I actually have to spend for this.
It's like you guys need a CMO for the game.
I mean, I could be the CMO, but then I don't get my counselor powers. So,
you could just multidiscipline.
Just be both at the same time.
I'll get into that later. So medical detail. I brought Reaver along. Difficulty 4. There's such a thing as too many cooks, so I'll just leave that alone for now.
You can use the medical team to bring down the difficulty by 1. You spent 4.
Yeah, I was thinking about resistance 2, so I'll throw it at the difficulty. I don't think this ship has fancy medical facilities. That's a different ship. I'm mistaken. Yeah, the ship doesn't have it. I'm not bothering bringing the EMH online because it's not an emergency. I don't need its help. So yeah, I will go with what I have. Someone wants to take care of Reaver for me. What kind of role is it, by the way? Medical medicine something.
Reason plus medicine.
Reason medicine.
Ship will assist with computers medicine.
Versus my... Oh, Reaver's not even a doctor. She's just a medic. Oh, whatever. You're here now. Help me. Nope. I'm back.
What was the name of that focus again? Medical. Oh, forensics. Okay.
Yeah.
I was doing medical forensics, but okay.
Lieutenant Reaver, I am going to ask you to examine this and your team here to figure out exactly what we need to figure out whose DNA this is in particular. My preliminary findings aren't enough, so I'm going to need you and your team to do it. I'll be here supervising and trying to keep everyone on task, and but this is I'll let you take lead on this for now.
Okay, Lieutenant. I'll see what I can give you.
Because her stats are better than mine at this.
Oh, she's cautious medicine too.
Yeah, that was the other thing too. I have bold medicine, and I'm like, you know what? How about we have the cautious person do this?
Let's go on ahead and use 3 momentum for this, because it is a difficulty 4.
Down to 3 now because of the medical detail.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
3 momentum still? Okay.
We might gain some of it back.
Yeah. And me. And the ship, if someone has that.
The ship is rolling sensors.
Computers medicine.
Computers medicine.
Three momentum gained. Reaver needs to roll 6 challenge dice. That's
Piercing?
2.
I would suggest. And maybe reroll fails.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. There we go.
So 6 work. You spent, yeah, 1 for piercing, 1 for reroll. So that is a breakthrough. I'm gonna spend some threat, keep the difficulty at 3.
Of course you are.
I have threat. I mean,
Yeah.
we're all Jeeves here except 1.
Let's go on ahead and do 1 threat, 2 momentum.
Yeah, if we're absolutely zeroed out of momentum at the next one, I'll probably take lead just so we can use bold. But hopefully we'll get some momentum out of this. Oh no.
Unfortunately, you guys did not make any stride.
Ooh, the ship. The ship might do it. Ship.
So
Ship.
I am spending that complication. The complication is you kind of fiddling around with the nucleotides, and you actually lost some of the data. You lose 4 work, and I'm gonna spend some threat, keep the difficulty where it's at.
Reaver, I think I'll take over from here. It's fine, everyone makes mistakes,
And you're a counselor.
I said everyone makes mistakes. I'm not yelling at her. I want to. I'm not going to.
I mean, Lieutenant, you do know that this is my field of expertise, correct?
Yes, but it's also about managing people and working around the complications that a somewhat out-of-date computer system may provide. But don't worry, once we make some progress, I'm sure the momentum will catch up to us and we'll be well within your abilities once again. It's more of a personnel issue than a technical issue, I think.
Meta anyone?
That was so nicely worded.
See, I'll take lead on this because we have no momentum anymore. How about you have 3 threat? This is where she aces the freaking assist roll. Makes me look bad.
I hope.
I'll reroll that 0 at the end.
Come on, complication ship.
Nah.
2 momentum gained.
The ship just
7 challenge
refuses
dice.
to help.
It's usually the case. 5 work. Put you up to 7. That is a breakthrough. Difficulty actually goes down to 1. But I'm spending 2 threat. Keep the difficulty at 2.
All right, Lieutenant Reaver, I think we've got it all sorted out. Just some confusion among some of the staff. I think you can do it from here.
Should have made this a timed interval. Good God.
All right then, Lieutenant. And she's gonna spend 1 momentum.
Uh-oh.
Right.
Uh-oh.
I think I upset her.
They shifted more than you right.
2 momentum gain and a complication.
I'd like to quash that with the momentum, please.
I'll use it. It's just the resistance is going to go up by 2.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good quashing it. It's fine.
Ooh.
See, we didn't need it.
5
Well,
work.
now's when I wish she had intense scrutiny and make it time.
Well, the difficulty does go to 0, but you know what? I'll dump some more threat. Difficulty 2.
Look, I didn't mean to call anything of your work into question. You are the expert here. I'm just here to assist. That's all. Well,
Need-
supervise, I suppose.
2 more breakthroughs.
Well, would you quit talking while I'm working, please?
All right, that annoys you. Sorry.
Spend 1 momentum.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
She does have a reroll at least, so.
She does, yeah. Huzzah.
1 momentum gained. 6 challenge dice, please. That's 6 work. Brings you up to 18. That is another breakthrough.
There's not a momentum spin where we can make that vicious, right?
No, there's not.
That's a talent.
I know.
I mean, if someone had time management, if they were an EXO micromanaging all this with the assist, they could give you progression 1. If I remember the
Guilting
talents
us. I see how it is. Wright just continues supervising other people and leaves Reaver. But she's assisting, just not bothering Reaver anymore.
You only need 3 work to complete the task, just FYI.
You say that.
I'm gonna spend some threat. It's just gonna be difficulty 1.
Okay.
Spending 1 momentum.
Yep. Hey.
Oh, see, now you get momentum. 4 momentum gained. That is enough to complete the task.
Just be over here, away from you.
Who shall I send this to?
Not bother.
Probably me, as Reaver was doing the roll at the time.
Did you mean to send that to me?
You were part of the team.
Okay. But that's who we got as the identified the DNA.
Actually, ignore that.
Yeah, I thought so.
I realized I copied and pasted the wrong thing.
I was
that.
like,
That's for someone else. That's for someone else to do.
It's like, wow, this DNA is very has a lot of data in it.
I'm sorry. That is a
It's
mistake.
okay. It's okay. I was like, wow, Jim's being very generous with the info. Kind of, out of the box. Anyway. Well, we checked it and double checked it. All right, Reaver. Time to write this all up in a report, and I will call up the captain and set us up a report time, because this is information he needs to know.
Yeah, who is this commander?
Just leave it alone, Lieutenant. Let the captain worry about it. Counselor to the captain.
Captain here.
Lieutenant Reaver's team and I have been able to, we've gotten some results on the DNA, requesting some time with a private meeting for you. This information may be of some interest to you.
I'm in my ready room.
Reaver, get your pad up. Let's go. Time to meet the captain in person again. Outside of Med Bay, anyway. And if you can work in getting him to do that physical sooner rather than later, I think the doctor would appreciate that.
In the time that it took them to look that up, can I have asked a couple of questions?
Your questions might change here in a bit. Considering the cat's kind of out of the bag.
Okay.
Huge.
So, Reaver's gonna be like, oh, you mean the one he's been avoiding for the past few months?
Well, captains, it's tradition, really. They're supposed to resist having their capabilities questioned, but it's our job to make sure that they're up to date. It's part of our job to keep them tuned up. Actually, if you work in some engineering comparisons, he'll probably appreciate that. Although don't go too far, because then he'll come off as pandering, and he doesn't like that either. So.
Looks like I need to brush up on engineering 101.
101? What's he teaching you, medical staff these days?
Medical 101?
What I would hope. Reaver, I think you're messing with me.
Enter.
Get in here. No, stop. I only hit it the once. There. Sorry about that. Hello, Captain. And Reaver, would you like to make the report, or?
I'll let you do it, Lieutenant.
Very good. Captain, it would seem that the DNA we collected from the station, we can report that the Boolean DNA does coincide with Ensign Tarsilio, the one who is supposed to be there. We did find two sets of human DNA. One is Lieutenant Bailey, which we did expect to find. However, one we found, according to the computer, it identifies it as one former commander, Caden Erickson, who was apparently discharged from service after the war. As for the Nausicaan DNA, we detected at least 3 unique Nausicaans. The last bit of data was we confirmed that the phaser found on site that was left on the ground was the last one to touch it was Bailey, other than until Cecile got her hand on it. But Cajun DNA is very easy to separate from human DNA, so that made no issue for us.
Do you already have his service record?
Just the identification in the computer file. I didn't want to dig too much further into a commander's file unless it was medically relevant. And that's kind of why I wanted to rush it up to you before we investigated further.
Computer, pull up the service record of the commander.
Information not found.
That doesn't make any sense.
How do you know he was discharged?
It's in the Starfleet medical files. Here. Now I'll pull up the same thing, same information I found. And just point out how I got the readouts I did. Or rather, what Reaver got, but
You pulled it up through, like, the medical database.
Yeah. See? Starfleet medical file 2201. I mean, there's a bunch of other letters there, but don't worry about those.
Computer, pull up all medical files associated with patient, and then I'll give the patient number.
Unable to comply.
Computer, explain reason?
Captain John Elder does not have the appropriate clearance to access medical files.
Medical authorization right beta 12. Bureaucracy. That should do it, Captain.
On the thing, it pulls up on the console his medical file when he was discharged.
Computer, take all records and extract the names of the ships they were conducted on, or if information is not found, compile the ships that the doctor was serving on at the time the report was made.
You've done this before, Captain.
Maybe.
Unable to comply. Unable to extrapolate data.
I'll look up the commander's last attending physician.
You look at it.
And are promptly shot by the commander.
There's no commander here.
I know. He's hiding in the closet.
Aren't they all?
That's... What? Tap, tap, tap. Captain, I tried to look up the last attending physician, but it's been redacted, but I mean, that happens sometimes, but usually there's an authorization code, an admiral in Starfleet Medical or intelligence or security or sometimes even command if it's important enough. I once saw one from a Federation council member, but this is nothing. It's a redaction, but with no authorization, which is entirely improper. I'm not even sure who to ask to get to figure out how this is how to fix this, other than Starfleet Medical itself. But my understanding is we pull from their our database comes from theirs.
Computer, cross-reference the name of the officer with all of the people that were taken into custody at Andon's Landing.
Individual was not found.
show a picture of all officers over the rank of lieutenant commander, and then I'll just put the person's picture next to that and see if I can visually match him.
Like every single officer within Starfleet that's over the rank of lieutenant commander?
No, the people who were arrested or who were at Andon's Landing when the 3 ships were
You
brought back over to Starfleet.
scroll through it and you don't see the face on the list.
Okay. Computer, calculate how fast a ship would have to travel to get from our location to Andon's Landing in 2 days.
At current maximum warp speeds, by the fastest starship currently available, it would take them approximately 6 days.
Alright, I think we're going to have to go do some investigation work. Maybe someone at one of the nearby star bases has seen something.
I'll grab a pad real quick, and oh, sorry, 1 second. I'm back. I'm gonna take a free pad, and I'm going to copy the what medical data we have into basically to store it, so I have a backup of it in case this gets erased somehow. With that done,
Give me, for 2 momentum, you can do that, or you can roll for the advantage.
what would the roll be?
Control medicine. Div 2.
I'll give it a roll. Yeah, I think I can hit that. I'm going to give you a threat. I'm going to spend 2 momentum for the additional die after that. Actually, no, I won't spend the momentum because that defeats the purpose of what I'm doing. Doop-de-doo. Reroll one of those because of bold. Uh-oh.
I'll let you succeed a cost here.
Why don't you just take my determination and try again?
Sure. Toward the value, the obvious and apparent must sometimes be highlighted. Like, this is all data we have in hand. It's like, I don't want this to just be gone all of a sudden.
Sure.
It's
Roll
not
for
secret
veteran.
information. Oh yeah, roll for veteran, yeah. I'm going to reroll the 2 zeros next to my 1 there. Oh no.
As I said, you can succeed a cost. There will be a complication that will come with this.
I'll eat the complication, yeah.
So you've successfully copied the data over.
Do you need any further access, Captain? If you're finished, I have to close the file.
With the complication, though, they're gonna, if you were trying to hide any traces of it, your signature's all over it.
Okay, I'll bite that. It's like I try to do it secretly. It's like you can't. You have to sign for it. Like, oh, fine,
Yeah.
I'll sign for it.
Oh, what? Opening the file?
Or me copying it because I had to take a
Copying the
physical copy
file.
for myself.
Yeah.
Oh, what did you Oh, you just copied it to have it in case it got erased?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna look over and just jot kind of. I'm gonna take a second and try to kind of commit the face to memory and see if there's any identifying tattoos or scars listed in the medical file. And once I've achieved that, then I will close the file.
Yep.
Are you going to try to dig any further through the database?
No. I think I have a plan of action. I intend to go out to the bridge.
All right.
As the captain leaves the ready room, Wright will kind of give a meaningful look at Reaver to see if she does anything, but won't say anything otherwise. I'll follow after the captain.
Yeah, I don't think Reaver's gonna bug the captain right.
No. Her office now.
Lieutenant Vogel.
Yes, Captain.
Go ahead and put us on a communications embargo. Nothing in or out.
Yes, Captain.
And turn off our transponder.
On your orders, Captain. And I will follow the order.
And Lieutenant Talk set course for the nearest station in Klingon space and engage.
Hold on before you do that real quick. We're going to go to the next scene. So you go down one momentum. Just as you're about ready to give the order to go to warp, are you able to read text messages, Vogel? I think you're driving, and this would be very bad if I did this to you.
If you give me 4 minutes, I'll be able to.
No, I'll just have to talk to it. Captain, a Klingon battle cruiser has entered the area. Reading it as the IKA Ashari.
Hail it.
And you hail it, and on screen here's your atypical Klingon. Federation Captain, I believe I have something that belongs to you.
And that would be...
We recovered two Starfleet officers during one of our patrols when we engaged a Nausicaan pirate in our sector of space. Our medical physician has treated them, but They are severely wounded.
Are you able to transport them over to us?
At your leisure, Captain.
I have notified our transporter room. You may beam them when ready. Can you share us any details of the raid or the Nausicaans that you engaged?
Give me a presence command. Difficulty of 1.
Persuasion?
Sure.
Take a threat.
Three momentum gained. Of course, Captain. All the Nausicaans died gloriously in battle. They were
And there were
attempting to, how I should put this, get rid of those two while they're engaged in most hostile actions within our space. You're lucky that we managed to rescue them.
you say there were only 2.
Yes, only 2.
Would you mind escorting us to where the ship was destroyed? We're looking for a third, and we'd like to see if we can find remains.
I am sorry, Captain, but currently, because of the actions of one of your starships, I cannot allow another Federation vessel to pass within Klingon space. But we will hand over our sensor data that we collected from the aftermath of the battle.
Were you at DS9?
No, I was not. I fought on other front lines.
Ever fight against the Cardassians?
Of course, I fought against those spineless patah.
I've dealt with a couple of them myself.
I am sure you've made your house very proud.
I think honor was earned. And between 2 honorable warriors, what would a simple scan of a wreckage cost? It couldn't damage your reputation just to let me try to retrieve a lost comrade.
I assure you, Captain, we recovered no other Starfleet or humans in the wreckage, otherwise alive or dead. Otherwise, we would hand them over. Out of the mutual respect that our 2 great empires share. For now. As I said, Captain, we will hand over our sensor data. If you do not mind, I do not tend to linger here very long. I have a patrol route to finish.
Have you spotted any Federation vessels entering your space or heard of any humans entering your space recently?
If there was a Federation vessel, I assure you I would be giving it the glorious death that they deserve.
But no humans you've met recently other than the one you're handing over?
Yes, Captain. If you do not mind, I would like to get underway.
That's all. I don't think we need anything else from you.
Kapla! And the view screen goes blank, replaced with stars and an image of a Vorcha class Klingon battle cruiser.
That was both quite friendly and quite unhelpful in the same breath.
Captain to Medbay.
Yes, Captain.
The two people you received, what genders?
We have a Bolian female and a human male. They are both critically injured currently, and we're quite busy, Captain.
Thank you. Lieutenant Wright, you want to walk with me?
Aye, sir, sure.
I'm headed to the Medbay. As soon as the doors close, I'll say, Lieutenant, could you remind me of the ethical quandaries of needing someone resuscitated when it might cause them harm?
Starfleet medical guidelines show that it is if it causes more harm, undue harm to the patient than what would be probative, then for their health, then we're to leave them the way they are. There are, I'm no legal scholar, but I've heard of some exceptions in exceptional security situations, especially during the war, but it's never something I've ever had to deal with personally, so I couldn't really tell you, sir.
If I needed you to do it and you didn't feel like it was necessary, would you do it?
Me resuscitate somebody. I would take the advice of a doctor before I did anything.
If one wasn't present? Just
Off the
answer
back of my hand, no. But sometimes security situations require us to act quickly, so it depends. But in general, no. I'm a counselor first and an officer second, so I have to take my oath to Starfleet Medical seriously. And if I break it or risk breaking it, I better make sure it's worth it.
Okay. That was all, Lieutenant. You can return to your duties.
Captain, one last thing.
Sure, Lieutenant.
If you were to consult with our medical staff, one most learned in such matters would be Dr. Desmond. I wouldn't consult Lieutenant Reaver about such matters. She's good, but she's a medic, and she doesn't have a medical doctorate, so her understanding isn't nearly as robust. I'll be in my office, sir.
Doctor, nurse.
Captain, currently, Ensign Tarasso is currently in a coma. Her wounds will heal over time, but she's taken several injuries of various forms. As for the other human male, it appeared that he took a disruptor blast to the chest, and also other various wounds. Um, both are currently on life support. It may take some time before they recover fully.
Does the human male's face look like the one that I saw 10 minutes ago?
No.
Very good. Inform me when they're responsive.
They nod as you exit. Give me a insight security difficulty 4, Captain.
Can I, are you, uh, even if it requires a momentum spend to get the difficulty lower because of sensory replacement, because of my visor?
I mean, that's why I'm giving you a roll. But
Okay. I'm just gonna spend all 6 to get max dice.
All 6 momentum.
Yeah, I don't really have a focus, and my talents aren't that helpful, and I don't really see a good value, so I'm just gonna try it this.
Shoot for the moon. There you go.
You gain a momentum. Just as you're walking out of sickbay, you notice that you had a shadow. As you stop to investigate, you spot Ensign Calum.
I try to tackle him. Well, Caleb was on the bridge, so he would have had to walk. He would have had to follow us down here. And I only talked to them for 10, 15 seconds, which means we would have seen Caleb leave the bridge or saw him in the hallway. So it is not Caleb, unless Caleb ran to catch up with us. And I doubt it.
Okay. Oppose daring security. So yeah, it's daring security. Opposed.
Um,
mean, you roll first, Captain, because you initiated it. So
Yeah, I was just trying. I don't really have resources to use, so I was just looking if I could grab anything.
Yeah, let's just put momentum on the table. After that, it's all threat, I think.
gaining 6 threat.
No, you're not.
Oh, 12 threat.
Oh,
12
is it
threat.
actual? Is it actually Calum?
Well, it's somebody who doesn't get to spend threat, that's for sure.
Oh, he didn't spend it. That means he's either a traitor or okay.
Oh wow, so this is a tie.
I haven't rolled.
Oh wait,
No, that was my insight.
Oh, that's right. I go up. Yep, never mind. So
I guess I'm just gonna have to spend it, like, cause my only other option is to use physical enhancement. But if I'm about to have to murder this kid, then I need my stress.
Yeah, I killed one of my subordinates. I need a session. Yes, you do. And just sit here for a second.
I know sometimes I get to use endurance in physical fights. I just want to ask Jim if that's more of a later stages of the fight or earlier stages of the fight focus.
well, probably later stages of the fight, because this is more
Okay.
of you spot him, you're like, he shouldn't be here, he's not in his post, he clearly could be some sort of spy or up to
Okay.
no
I'm
good.
gonna re-roll. I'm gonna use a normal milestone that I have on Force ensures peace.
So you gave
Since
me 6 threat.
yes. Since I'm pretty sure this is not Calum. Actually, I've got it in my mind that this is the guy I'm looking for.
Probably.
And I'm pretty sure.
You think that, yeah.
So can I use my determination on a force ensures peace, since I think if I can force him
You gave
to
your
answer my
determination to right.
Yeah, I was going to spend my normal milestone that I have. I have one normal milestone.
From what episode?
Last episode.
Where we had to fight people. The oh
Okay.
no.
It would have been before that.
Okay.
There is one, and it's to be the one with when you battled the Jem'Hadar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got him. That's a tie.
Yes, it is a tie.
I'll succeed at cost. I called it.
Well, you did initiate.
He did initiate, so
oh, they just hurt each other.
okay. Roll damage, but I would say the cost is Calum actually gets a swing in for half damage.
You have to go in at a swing, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, why is he hitting me half damage?
Because of the complication.
I re-rolled the complication. Oh.
Succeed at cost.
Succeed at
That's the
cost.
complication.
Well, I did say I was going to try to tackle them, so I meant that as a grapple.
Okay. And I'll just, you're gonna take.
I mean, that's not going to change that's not going to change the complication. I was just making sure that was understood.
He wasn't trying to damage, he's just trying to grab him.
Oh no, I'm trying to damage him, but also there's a consequence to being grappled, so.
Oh.
As you bring him to the ground, you hit your head on the side of the wall.
Roll one more challenge dice for me, Calum.
Or else. I don't know.
It didn't fully roll. That's why.
Oh, there goes.
I mean, you're grappling, there's no damage.
I thought it gave you the choice.
It probably does. Double check.
It's in operations, I think.
No, it's in It's in base.
It's in base, really?
It's-
Oh.
It's the page on the opposite side of where the weapon stats are.
Because that's clear.
I mean, that is okay. Grapple.
It's improv. Mainly combat options. Are you looking at page 145, 175?
Yep.
It does not really say.
Yeah, it says a successful melee
Oh.
attack can be used to not only inflict damage but also disengage from the fighting, and potentially more
more than
besides
this.
this.
Yeah.
So it's saying that some of these actions cause damage and impose some other effect.
I'm gonna copy paste that into our GM thing because yeah, that's something I forget.
Calum, you take
I'm actually
4
gonna
stress.
spend another momentum on that, so that there's a wound on that.
Okay. Elder, you take 3. Let's round it down. So
Oops.
As reference for grappling, you
So-
can only do the. I think you do the
He-
grappling task, and if that succeeds, then
He-
you can attack the character after that.
uh,
You.
no, the only action that so next turn, like when it's his go, he can't really do anything other than try to break free, which is a difficulty 2 fitness plus security.
And once you break free, as a consequence, I think you have to attack because it says you can attack, but it's an increased difficulty by 1. I thought
no, other
the
than
only thing
attacking,
you can do-
if
I thought-
say like you're grappled and you're a mosh pit and you want to, you're still taking the grapple condition, but you want to hit someone that's still in close range as well, it's an increased difficulty.
Okay.
Like headlocking somebody and then kicking someone nearby.
Yeah.
Kicking that guy's harder.
So yeah, Calum, you take 5 stress. Are you wanting to stay up or go down? Okay, I'll take 2 threat. It is your go. You can free yourself while you're grappled, which is a difficulty 2 fitness plus security.
I have a better chance of actually attacking him right now.
Be an increased difficulty of 1.
I know.
So it's opposed during security. You have to essentially, you wouldn't gain any momentum, but as long as you beat him by 1. I think we're doing that right. I hope.
Okay, here's what actually. Yeah, let's do this. So what I'd like to do is go on ahead and do that. Attack him at increased difficulty. I'm going to spend my determination that not everything is covered in the handbook.
I'm pretty sure melee fighting is in the handbook, though.
But attacking against your captain is not.
Yeah, one generally discourages that from.
And Calum has his own reasons as to why. And the reasons as to why are not covered in the handbook.
Okay. Someone's taking a riverbed today. Maybe. Who
And-
knows?
Yeah, it'll be another 5 threat.
I guess I'm spending. I guess I'm gonna burn Together We Can Find a Solution and spend it on Force ensures peace and give you 5 threat.
Oh my god.
Since I'm now grappling and trying to and nearly taking punches, can I use endurance?
At increased complication.
Sure. I got 8. He got 7. I beat him by 2.
I got 6 actually, because increased difficulty.
Yeah.
So
2 momentum gained.
1 to reroll damage. And then 1 to add to damage.
All right, that's a total of 10 on you. You are essentially knocked out, but where are you at stress-wise?
He could use a determination to stay up.
no, I just spent it. I am down, but not. I am out, but not dead.
You didn't break anything.
It might. I am at 10. I'm out of 11.
I could give you a determination for a complication. If you really want it. I don't know if you really do.
You can also just get rid of a value.
No,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's 10 out of 12. My bad. Oof. I mean, literally, the captain attacked him. Didn't give him a chance to explain. I think Caleb will be like just knocked out.
Okay. Okay, so Captain, as you're struggling with Caleb here, give him a couple good jabs and you start, grappling a little harder and kind of choke him out, and he's knocked out. You do have a lethal injury on you, though, Caleb. Oh, no. Actually, no, you don't. It's not lethal. Because you avoided the first one.
I draw my phaser. And then I try to, slap him awake.
Okay.
Oh, not with the phaser. The phaser's pointed at him. I just slap him with my robotic hand.
It's one of those UFC scenes where someone's out cold, you put their hand and it just drops.
Okay, so you're going to slap him. Yeah. Daring security difficulty 0. It's not opposed because he's just right there. But
are you going to tell me that I'm just hitting him?
You are hit. You are slapping him. I mean,
on the plus side, you generate momentum. So
you get a momentum.
If you kill me right now.
Now. Everything's fine. Everything's okay.
At no point did anyone say, "Hey, it's me, Captain."
He was investigating you, good grief.
Okay.
You were investigating me?
So you're slapping him with your robotic hand, which in my mind, this is going to deal damage because he's already knocked out cold. He's got injuries. Roll. Yeah. Calum, take 3 stress.
He just broke my neck.
No. So
It maxes my stress out +1.
right.
That's 2 more injuries.
Go. Okay.
Actually, that's technical. Yeah, 1 is lethal. No, it's not above 5, so it's not 2. Unless he wants to re-roll 3 and just finish the job.
I'm just trying to get him awake.
No, unfortunately, he's really badly injured.
I drag him into the med bay and yell, "Doctor, wake him up. He's tried to attack me. I need answers."
Okay, who was yeah.
Yeah, I'll grab friggin' Desmond.
So this is going to be a daring plus medicine difficulty of 3.
Emergency medicine focus.
Yeah.
Doctor.
You're on the ship, so the ship can assist with computers or sensors medicine.
Gonna buy 1 die with momentum.
I'd like to point out that for just those with traitorous thoughts, that I've now defeated 2 out of the 4 crew members in combat.
I'm gonna roll 3 dice. It's diff 3. I should be able to hit this with this character, so I'm not gonna sweat too many bullets here. And bang. There we go. And the ship. We'll do computers, medicine. Yes.
2 momentum gained. You stabilize the ensign, who is suffering from a head concussion. Probably a few broken ribs. He's definitely got bruising around his neck.
Can you wake him up, Doctor?
1 moment, sir. Make sure waking him up won't make him hurt himself.
I think he's done enough of that.
You can
not
for
dead.
2 momentum. Keep in mind, Calum, your stress is still maxed out, so any further injuries, you will be dead.
Understood.
You say he attacked you?
Yes. In fact, why don't you wake him up and then give me the room?
Desmond, give me insight medicine difficulty 2.
Emergency medicine focus? I don't know if it applies.
Do you have
I would say-
xenobiology?
No, surgery and virology.
No.
Okay.
She's been activated. Doesn't she get something?
We normally do that at the end of the episode.
That's true.
Yeah, I'll note that she has one coming. Thanks for the reminder. Great time. Dash question marks. I said question marks. Bang.
Yeah, you notice that just by kind of examining Calum and how you treated him, and you kind of look at the captain, it was definitely one-sided.
Given the patient's critical condition, I'd be irresponsible of me to leave the room, sir. But given that you that Yulechi attacked you, I can have him restrained so he can't get out of the bed. Actually, it's better he doesn't move around, actually. I'm barely keeping him together as it is. Biopad, activate restraining field, please.
Doctor,
Yes, Captain.
I have spent nearly 20 years in. If I was going to do something irresponsible and reckless that would necessitate you being here, I would have done it 10 or 15 years ago as a much younger person. I do not have any ill intent towards him.
Be that as it may, I'm not lying to you, sir. His condition is rather critical. He nearly died here on the table. If you had bumped his head against the table, I think something would have came loose. A medical staff should be in the room, if nothing else. Or you can give me a day and he'll be stabilized enough that I don't have to worry about that.
I think you can spend some time in your office, as you'll need to write a complaint for being forced to leave a patient by a superior officer.
You're ordering me to leave the room, sir?
I am.
She kind of blinks, like, in disbelief. She's junior, so this probably never happened to her before.
I'm spending 2 threat. There's currently 2 other patients in this sector of sickbay that still need to be watched 24/7. They're on life support, and it is not advisable to leave these 2 individuals alone.
Which, hey, Reaver could have pointed that out. She's over there like, just a quick update to you two, you know.
You could move Caleb across the med bay. There's a room on the other side. Shouldn't be any critical patients in there.
It's not advisable for him to be moved right now, as another complication. I mean, you gave me all this threat, guys, so I'm going to spend it.
I'm sorry, sir. I cannot recommend moving the patient. The biobed's what's keeping him alive. If I move him, I risk killing him.
Very well. But wake him up, please.
And GM just told me that he can be waken up, so he will be.
Control medicine difficulty 2.
Control medicine.
Or 2 momentum.
Not going to risk it. I'm just going to do the 2 momentum. I don't want to accidentally kill him. Tap at the controls of the biobed. Well, Captain, I believe I'll keep an eye on the other 2 patients while you have your conversation, unless you're ordering me to leave 2 people to die on their life support. Sir?
No, that's why you're here.
And Desmond will diplomatically at least be on the other side of the room.
Can you hear me, Ensign?
Yes, Captain.
Exactly what were you doing?
Investigating possible illegal activities by command staff.
Such as?
Violation of Klingon neutral zone. When ordered to remain on Federation side by Klingon forces. Active
Oh, right.
war.
You were the unprincipled traitor. That's right.
Starfleet authentication code 3 Alpha 7Z Black.
Does that mean anything to me, GM?
Sure. It's to verify who he is.
Oh. Yeah. It's you, Caleb.
Can I have you spend 2 momentum and have Caleb just pass out from pain? Or spend 2 threat?
Sure. Why not? I mean, I have enough for 2 Borg cubes. And some change. You guys almost got me to 50 threat, in 1 combat round. I mean, it's...
Don't you see, you guys? Don't you rope me into this?
I know, right? I'm just sitting on the bridge, being all nice and innocent.
So yeah. So Caleb passes out.
Yes, Caleb, you pass out from pain. You know what? Warning monitors go alert on the biobed. Caitlin goes into cardiac arrest.
Desmond just strides over and starts treating him.
Daring medicine assisted by the ship's computers plus medicine, difficulty of 2.
Can administer some cortisone because cardiac arrest. He's not dead yet, so I don't need to stimulate his heart. Or maybe I do. Cardio stimulator. There we go. And away I go. What's the difficulty again?
It was 2. I'm trying to remember what stimulator does. Does it lower by 1?
Attempting first aid on another character, a lethal injury in combat, maybe roll d20. It's more thematic. That's probably what she's using. It's like, oh, cardiac arrest. Well, get the cardio stimulator because his heart's stopping.
It's like he got intense trauma from a robotic arm.
Well, that's a little specific. I don't know if she can determine that. Anyway, emergency medicine focus.
Yeah.
Yeah. The computer's helping me, right?
Yes.
Sure. 2, you say?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Thank you.
Three momentum gained. Yeah. He's stable again on the fringes of life and death.
I've
Could I?
stabilized him, Captain. He went to cardiac arrest there for a moment, but I brought him back around. I'm not entirely sure I want to wake him up again, though.
That's fine. Could I just have one moment with him? You can stand back over there.
She goes back to her corner. I'm sure Bailey isn't dying on her.
I lean over and take the pip off of his uniform and the comm badge, and just I whisper, "I saved your career, and now I'm gonna end it." And I'm gonna go to the bridge.
All right.
Hmm?
I said, alrighty then. Where was I at on my notes?
Sorry, I did not expect that to go that way.
You know, I'm kind of barely human in a good way.
Hey, Myth has something to say to you.
Maybe the captain needs some counseling.
You think? Why do you think I'm here? This whole ship needs counseling. I'm okay. I'm fine.
Lieutenant Vogel,
Go ahead, Captain.
you have any concerns about taking our investigation into Klingon space?
New scene, by the way. We go down one momentum.
Oh, down to 2.
I don't, Captain, but didn't they just threaten us?
And that doesn't dissuade you of the idea? Or does it make you does it dissuade you from that idea?
I will always follow the orders of my captain. Captain, just to let you know, I am detecting a ship approach.
Hail them.
Aye, Captain. And I will hail the ship. Who's on the bridge at the moment? Is it like me?
No, it's me, you, Simon, Teeks, and Talk.
And probably some engineer back there. Hold on.
Yeah, I think Hayden Leith is probably there, and yeah.
I'll get a graphic for them. That's going to bother me.
On the view screen appears a Federation bridge with a slightly older human male captain.
Do I recognize the face?
No, you don't.
Okay.
He just shows up. Hi, buddy. No, you're bad at your job.
All right. Okay. This is Captain Murphy of the USS Paladin to USS Tereshkova. We're here to take over the investigation by order of Starfleet Command.
Did they give you new orders for me?
Yes, you're to proceed back to Starbase 21.
All right. Could I interest you in a beverage on board the Tereshkova?
Captain, now is not the time. I have my orders. I like to get this investigation underway. You are to hand over all evidence that you have collected so far, and we will proceed to finish out the investigation.
Okay. Could you just real quick send over those details? I'm gonna have to put you on hold real quick. Just go ahead and send me over the orders.
Very well.
Lieutenant Simon.
Yes, Captain.
Go ahead and give me shields.
Shields up.
Lieutenant Vogel, tell me when you received the orders.
Hi, Captain.
Oh, let's look at the picture.
What is it with engineers these days?
Sir?
All the insubordination in the engineering department.
It's above my rank, sir. I don't know.
Oh, that's definitely not in character.
Oh, I was just checking. I just imagine your character musing aloud about that. It's like, can we not have this conversation?
You know what? Both people who did it are in a relationship, and they both stood up to superior officers with fake arms. There's a pattern here.
Did you know there's a syndrome where people see patterns that don't actually exist? It's a fairly common pattern, really. It's how people make sense of a chaotic world. Just pointing that out.
No, I'm pretty sure the engineering department and this little love tryst that's going on has something against robotic armed people. They probably met over their mutual hate of what do you call fake arms and legs? Prosthesis.
Captain, I have received the orders. It says the Tereshkova is to report to Starbase 21 and the Paladin is to take over the investigation, signed by an Admiral Azalon. I double-checked the authentication. It appears to be authentic.
Do I know the name? That's not the intelligence guy, was it?
No, that's not the intelligence guy.
I don't know the name.
No, you don't.
Has that admiral ever served in intelligence?
You don't know the admiral, so I mean, you can't.
He just said it was Admiral Aslov.
Right.
Has that can someone look up if that admiral has ever served in Starfleet intelligence?
There we go. Did I just? Oh, I did. Okay. Do you want Hayden to roll?
No, Hayden's an engineer.
Is he? Oh yeah, you're right.
No, I think Vogel's got the best stats for this, probably.
Probably.
Vogel's got high reason.
How do you want to approach looking this information up?
At phaser point? Sorry, go ahead.
Like, how do you wish to look up this information?
Oh, just in the main computer. I mean, I'll give my authorization as a captain to it.
Oops.
One of those computer pull up the service record of an Admiral Azalon.
Yeah.
There. He has a face now.
Admiral Azalon is currently serving at Narendra Station as commanding officer.
Oh shit. Do
Narendra strikes again.
no, but am I aware that Narendra's like cut off from the rest of the Federation right now?
Not exactly, no, because I mean, trade stuff still goes through.
Ah, fuck. Have they ever served in intelligence though? Can I look that up?
You know what? I got threat. Level 11 clearance or higher is required to access this information.
Hey, Lieutenant Vogel.
Captain?
I know you kind of see the value of information, and I know you have good abilities in computers. Could you help me unlock this piece of information?
So you are asking me to hack Starfleet Command, Captain?
I think we are dealing with a officer corps that is fragmenting into loyalists and traitors, and I don't know who to trust. I'm hoping I can trust you to help me see if we can trust the Paladin.
Captain, we're receiving a broadband text from the Paladin. They're requesting that we hand over the information as soon as possible.
Oh, they're patient, aren't they?
Tell them one patient can only be moved by stationary, by maglev bed thing, and that that's taking a couple of minutes to get them to the transporter room. Please put the actual device and not maglev bed thing.
Anti-grav sled, sir.
If you're gonna move the patients, I need you to give me a presence command.
Oh, I'm not moving the patients.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking.
Yeah. Nope. Not at all. I just need to give a few minutes to see if Vogel is going to side with the traitors or the loyalists.
So Vogel, are you wanting to look up that information for the captain?
Wanting to and having to, different things.
I know she is torn right now. She is kind of like looking like just at the console, like deep in thought. Do you like high or low, Captain?
I mean, do you want me to give you a roll to see if, like,
I'm gonna percentile dice this. High or low?
well, since failure is normally low, and I'm hoping for success, I'm gonna go, I want high.
Okay.
Hey.
Very well, Captain. I will do as you ask.
So much threat. So much. I'm not running today, just so everyone's aware.
I think my accepting is more out of fear for my life than anything.
So I was just trying to do his job for the day.
So Vogel, you're only gonna have one shot at this.
Yep.
This is going to be a control plus con. Difficulty of 7. Complication range is 5.
Ship assists, right?
With computers plus con.
So, do I get a focus in computers since I'm trying to hack one?
Yes. You know,
Captain, do you have any determination for me, or did you use it
he
already?
used it already.
I will give you one, though. Give me a second. Let me see what I can burn.
Thank you.
Since I put Vogel kind of in a difficult position without much flattery, can I burn a little flattery goes a long way?
Just do it, all right? Jeez.
I guess.
Oh, let me see if I get the one back from the one I burned, because I only rolled both once.
It's already passed.
Plus, you checked for that anyway.
No, I checked for the first one.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I believe in the
I
computer.
still get to roll for this one.
Well, you do get this one back. So strike the value off.
Yeah.
You have a determination now, Vogel.
All right, I'm gonna spend it with information as a key to overcoming any obstacle.
Sure.
I'm gonna use that 2 momentum.
No. I mean, yes, but no.
And I will give you 3 threat. So I have 2 automatic, so I need 5 out of this, huh?
Yep.
Well, here goes nothing.
Do you just want to? 3 threat doesn't mean anything. It would either be 2 or 5.
I use all our resources. I use the 2 momentum.
Oh, you use momentum. That's right.
They're
Sorry.
rolling 4 dice.
Yep. Well, here goes nothing. I think we got it.
You just got it. Yes, you just got it.
And I'm going to send this straight to the captain. I'm not even going to say it out loud.
Did you
Yeah, 'cause-
put the complication range at 5?
I did.
I mean,
Is it 16 to 20?
yeah, it's 16 to
Yep.
20.
Okay,
Just short.
just short.
I was thinking that too.
I was looking at the 50. I was like, wait, is that complication?
No.
It
I
was
know the
one,
feeling.
It was one off. It was one off.
Imagine doing the same thing and people get nothing but 2s.
Lieutenant Simon, what's
Sir.
the status of the Paladin's shields?
Verifying. Shields of the Paladin are at GM. Oh, yeah, I'm getting a message. Oh, wrong
And
display.
presumably they're getting ready to transport people, so I imagine their shields are down, but who knows? They could have been spooked by my shields.
I believe you're right, sir. Their shields are up right now. Standard procedure, though, they would have brought them up the minute we did. We're essentially in Yo alert. Even if we don't have the lights blaring. So.
Could you reopen the hail with them, Vogel?
Sorry, you said hail?
Yes.
I will hail them.
And on screen appears the captain of the Paladin. Captain Elder, we're waiting on that information. As for your individuals, you can take them to Starbase 21 to be treated.
You know, I once made the choice you've made.
Excuse me, Captain?
I once made the choice you made.
I don't follow, Captain.
Well, Captain Jean-Luc Picard convinced me and my captain that what we had done was wrong and we paid the price. I am not as good as him. I won't be able to convince you. So I'm going to leave. And if you follow me, I will kill you.
He just blankly looks at you like, Captain, I'm not here to do battle with you. I'm here to conduct an investigation. We're on the same side here.
If you don't wish me any harm, then you're going to leave. It is my opinion that people have started to choose sides in a civil war. I am hunting traitors, and now you come at the behest of an admiral who is a traitor.
Captain, I'm merely following my orders from Starfleet Command. If you're not following your orders, then I will report this and ask one of your senior officers to relieve you of command.
Well, if I'm wrong and you turn out to be one of the good ones, send me a hail. Tereshkova out. Teeks, if you would set course for Starbase 21.
I was wondering if someone's going to play Teeks. Aye, Captain. Horse
I mean,
laid
if
in.
someone wants to, I'll roll to convince Teeks.
You're going to 21, right?
Yeah, because Admiral Naya and the list of people that I trust right now are Vogel, Admiral Naya, and well, that's about it. Oh, Teeks. Admiral, Lieutenant Vogel, and Teeks.
Course laid in, Captain.
Although I am depressed that 1/3 of that list I feel like has tried to kill me before.
To be fair, I was trying to protect a sentient life form, i.e., my new sister.
Yeah, I mean, forgive and forget.
Oh, I'm gonna die over here, I swear. Oh my god.
Hey,
I didn't
chose
say
the-
nothing. I didn't say nothing.
I chose the side of the Federation this time. I'm on the side of the good guys.
Sure. I'm not worried.
Shall we go to warp, Captain?
Maximum warp.
And with that, I think we'll end today's session.
Ooh, Civil War.